Are you one of those people who eats eggs for breakfast one week, then switches to oatmeal the next? All because you heard they're bad for you again? The advice on eggs feels like a never-ending ping-pong match, right? One day they're a superfood, the next they're a villain for your cholesterol. Let's finally clear up the confusion. Welcome to The Better Habit, where we explore health and nutrition in a way that's realistic, sustainable, and actually works for your life. Today, we're cracking open the truth about eggs. We'll look at the science, bust some myths, and help you decide once and for all if they belong on your plate. For decades, the humble egg has been at the center of a huge nutritional debate, all because of one thing: cholesterol. Back in the day, the logic seemed simple. Eggs contain dietary cholesterol, so eating them must raise your blood cholesterol, leading to heart disease. This idea became so ingrained that egg white omelets became the go-to healthy option, and the poor yolk was tossed aside. Many of us grew up believing that the yolk was the unhealthiest part of the egg. But here's where the story gets interesting. Over the last 20 years, a mountain of research has challenged this old way of thinking. Scientists began to realize that for most people, the cholesterol you eat in food has a surprisingly small impact on the cholesterol levels in your blood. Our bodies, particularly our livers, are actually really smart. When we eat more cholesterol from food, our liver simply produces less of it, and vice versa. It's a self-regulating system. Think of it like a thermostat. Your body has a set point for cholesterol it needs to function. When you add some from an external source like food, your internal production line just slows down to maintain balance. For about 70% of the population, eating eggs has little to no effect on their blood cholesterol levels. So where did all the fear come from? A lot of the early studies that linked eggs to heart disease didn't properly account for other lifestyle factors. People who ate a lot of eggs were often also eating a lot of bacon, sausage, and buttery toast. It wasn't just the eggs. It was the entire meal pattern. When researchers started to isolate the eggs from the bacon, a different picture emerged. Large-scale studies, including some from Harvard that followed hundreds of thousands of people for decades, have found no significant link between eating up to one egg per day and an increased risk of heart disease in healthy individuals. Now, what about the yolk? Is it really the bad guy we thought it was? Absolutely not. In fact, throwing away the yolk means you're throwing away the most nutritious part of the egg. The yolk is a powerhouse of essential vitamins and minerals. It's packed with vitamin D, which is crucial for bone health and our immune system, and it's one of the few natural food sources of it. It also contains vitamin B12 for energy, vitamin A for vision, and selenium, a powerful antioxidant. But one of the yolk's biggest superstars is a nutrient called choline. You might not hear about choline as much as other vitamins, but it is incredibly important, especially for your brain. Choline is essential for building cell membranes and for producing a neurotransmitter called acetylcholine, which is vital for memory, mood, and muscle control. It's so critical that our brains literally can't function properly without it. And guess what? Egg yolks are one of the single best dietary sources of choline you can find. A single egg yolk provides about 25% of your daily needs. So, when we demonized the yolk, we were inadvertently advising people to throw away a treasure trove of brain-boosting, body-supporting nutrients. The white is great, it's almost pure protein, but the yolk is where the magic really happens. The combination of the protein in the white and the healthy fats and micronutrients in the yolk makes an egg a complete package. The fat and protein work together to keep you feeling full and satisfied, which can help prevent overeating later in the day. This is why a breakfast of eggs can feel so much more sustaining than a high-carb breakfast like a muffin or sugary cereal. So are eggs officially back on the healthy list for everyone? For the vast majority of us, yes. The current scientific consensus is that eggs can be a valuable part of a balanced and healthy diet. However, there is a small part of the population, sometimes called hyperresponders, whose blood cholesterol levels are more sensitive to dietary cholesterol. This is often linked to genetics. Also, for individuals with certain existing conditions like type 2 diabetes or established heart disease, some guidelines suggest being more moderate with egg intake. If you fall into one of these categories or have concerns, it is always a good idea to talk with your doctor or a registered dietitian who can give you personalized advice based on your health profile. But for the general population, the fear around eggs is largely outdated. The bigger focus should be on your overall dietary pattern. An egg can be part of a super healthy meal or a not so healthy one. 2 poached eggs with a side of avocado and spinach is a world away from 2 fried eggs with processed bacon and white toast. It's about the company the eggs keep on your plate. Instead of worrying about the cholesterol in a single food, it's far more beneficial to focus on a diet rich in whole foods, fruits, vegetables, whole grains, lean proteins, and healthy fats. When your diet is built on that foundation, a daily egg fits in perfectly. Let's turn this knowledge into a simple, practical habit. The goal here isn't to force you to eat eggs if you don't like them. It's about removing the fear and guilt if you do. So here is your actionable takeaway. This week, I want you to try an experiment. If you enjoy eggs, try incorporating them into one of your meals in a mindful way. Don't just fry them in a ton of butter alongside processed meat. Instead, try pairing them with nutrient-dense foods. Maybe you'll have 2 hard-boiled eggs as a snack. Or perhaps you'll scramble them with a handful of spinach and mushrooms. Or you could try poaching an egg and serving it over a bed of steamed asparagus. Notice how you feel. Do you feel more satisfied? Do you have more sustained energy throughout the morning? The goal is to see how this whole food works for your body as part of a balanced meal. This isn't about a strict rule. It is about gathering your own data and building a positive relationship with a food that has been unfairly demonized for far too long. It's one small step toward eating with confidence instead of confusion. If this helped clear things up for you, please give the video a like and consider sharing it with a friend who might still be on the egg white only train. I'd love to hear your thoughts in the comments. How do you like to enjoy your eggs? And don't forget to subscribe to The Better Habit for more simple, science-backed ways to feel better every day. Thanks for watching.